Hey team, we're just going to get this one out there, get this one rolling because I can't make my final decisions and I think I'm going to wait until the first game is done, do some looping, see how it plays out. So my squad, there's a collection of 4 guys or something like that I potentially could buy, and there's 4 guys that could come out the side. So I'm going to lock in Tamale as my loop this week and then make the decision. If Tamale goes well, 45 plus, I will keep Gilbert, definitely, and loop him in. And in that scenario, right now, it just stays exactly like that. Gilbert would stay in the interchange spot, and I would take Tamale's score and leave Cole, Yongi, and Smith. And the question's going to be, do I actually trade from that point? And I probably do. To be honest, Siwa Wong is who I want this week. Let's be honest. Been speaking about him all week and I'm excited for it, but it does mean I have to trade one of Gilbert or Brimson out. Now in this scenario, to get Wong, there's a couple of things. If Tamale, I like his score, and I still want Wong, then Gilbert's gonna have to stay. So it would have to be Brimson, and then with Tamale in 5, I'd have to play Yongi. Do I want to do that? I'm not sure. I could not go for Wong, leave Brimson, and just go like a Yongi to Egan or Yongi to Katonga and leave it at that. There's a few different ways. If Tamale doesn't score well, I don't need Gilbert and Gilbert can go to Wong, and I could leave it at that. I could also go Gilbert and Yongi to a Dylan Egan, a Katonga, a Riley Smith, but I think I'm with the higher break even, I'm probably going to wait for Riley, see the roll and go from there. Egan or Katonga, though, is the other pick. So kind of makes it fairly easy, I think, to work out there, how this is going to look for my side. Edges is my worry right now. So Gilbert, Seyfarth, Nicholson, all okay without being spectacular. Seyfarth has had that couple of good weeks in a row, which is awesome, but that is a slight worry position for myself, as well as wing fullback. So Brimson, Campbell, Jenkins right now with Yongi in there and Tamale. All okay. Campbell's awesome. Top 3, top 4 in position. Do I see how Brimson goes this week? If he can get back, a chance to get back to some good scoring, he plays the Dolphins, has a pretty nice run after that. Is that the way we look at things with Brimo? Potentially, yeah. A little bit worried about Toya against Latrell. Not going to sell him. Sandon Smith, a fairly low break even. He could easily go 40s and make some more cash, so he's someone that we can easily hold on to. Yongi's a good chance of going well, I think, this week. Eels are playing a bit better. Things are looking a bit nicer for him. So there's lots of different things to look at. Thomas Cant is another option in the 500s, but I personally would go Wong over him. I think he has a little bit more runway and a chance to be a keeper, and that would be the reason for bringing in Wong. He's hit 3 mid-50s in a row, 2 80-minute performances and 1 66, 67-minute performance. So him priced in the high 30s. If he continues to play really well, and I think that he's got a fantasy type of game, hasn't scored any tries yet, that type of stuff, he could easily be a good one to grab and lock in that edge position, especially with guys like Nicholson, who I'm excited for this week a little bit more now with Billy Burns coming in for Teague Wilton, and they also have Hiroti in that centre spot. So he's not coming up against Iro and Wilton. It's a new half and outside back / edge pairing. A new edge pairing. Let's just go with that. So Nicholson's fine, but longer term, how are we looking at him? Seyfarth as well. Are we looking at him to stay in the side longer term? Probably not. So him, Gilbert, and Nicholson are shorter term plays. And I want to shore up that edge position a bit. And that's where Katonga would help. But we also have other more expensive edges that we can look at over the next bunch of weeks. So this is just me speaking out loud, and I hope it helps you guys as well. But we have guys like Hopgood. We have guys like Huddy Young, who's doing well, both for more. You've got Eli Gatoa, that could be good longer term. Guys like Crichton for feeder. Preston in round 7 I'm looking at. Britton Nikora, Olaquatu have dropped down a little bit. Those types of guys. Couchman is a solid one as well at 606 if we get good minutes out of him. Nafahu White at 575 is an option as well, with that dual position and in a good spot. And to be honest, I can't get him from the one trade. Can't go Gilbert to White, which I know people are looking at, something like that with White. I do like Wong at 510 and just at cheaper price point. That's my situation with my squad. Outside of that, really happy with the team. I'm excited to get Watson back, excited to get Cleary back. We've got Campbell, we've got Haas as captain right now, Isaiah Yeo as vice, and Cleary, another good captaincy option, but more risky, as we know. Guys like Toa scoring really well. Toy is averaging 40, so even against Latrell, it's his first game. Is he going to come back with a bang? Probably. It's Latrell. Cole doesn't score as well with Cleary as we saw in the first 2 games. So I think pretty well, we all have pretty good 17s. I think this week it's just going to depend if you want to upgrade it a bit more, if you're going for more cash, because the majority of our guys can do a good job and can make cash. So before we get to my Supercoach team, we'll just quickly go to the people squad there. And the consensus right now is just to make the one trade and the potential of making a second with Gilbert going out. But that one trade is Yongi to Jenkins, who comes straight into the starting team. And I think at this point, you guys can make a comment as well, I'm probably going to loop Tamale in this team as well, with Gilbert on the sideline, see how he goes. And if he doesn't play well, then we could easily trade Gilbert to Couchman. Is a good one. Gilbert can go to Wong or anything like that as well, but that wasn't really mentioned. Couchman got mentioned a few times in the comments. So that's cool. We got Munster, May, Watson sitting on the bench as well. And guys, the reason these players sit on the bench is because it allows for ultimate flexibility. And people are like, oh, you have to have Terrell May in the middle. He's the gun scorer. But Horse was playing first. Isaiah Yeo playing second. And Haas is the captain right now. Let me know if people as well in the comments if we should captain Haas. Kitione Katonga is in the edge position right now. And to be honest, if we do trade Gilbert out for another mid/edge, which would be Couchman, I think we probably move Katonga down into Rob Toya's spot. That's probably where I'm thinking at the moment. So yeah, everyone gives me what they think, and I just go with the majority, and then I'll make the kind of final decisions here, and I'll hopefully palm the people squad off to someone representing the people, not just myself. We'll get to that in the next bunch of weeks, just to free things up for me a little bit more. But this is where it's at. I think we're sitting all right. We need to improve the rank a little bit, but 16,000 is not too shabby at all. And we saved a couple of trades in round 1 or 2, and we're sitting pretty good. Having Cleary back, having Watson back, the same situation as myself. It's all looking pretty good. And then to finish this video off, guys, we do have my Supercoach side, which I've kind of spoken about. And shout out to all the guys in the comments that said that they only come for the Supercoach videos. That's hectic, and I appreciate that. Trade outs this week. Turbo, definitely, to Eli Katoa. I've been excited about that one since, I mucked around on Monday with the side. So that one's locked in that flex position right now, Eli Katoa. And the question is Rob Toya or Arthurs to Tom Jenkins. And I was listening to SC Playbook, Timmy Boy, and he was going through this. And he's actually, I think, landed on, before I listened to his Q&A video, he's landed on Rob Toya coming out. And I see both, and I think everyone's basically, content creators are basically on the same page, is do you trade Arthurs or, that is high, and he averaged like 35, 37 or something across the last 4 seasons, currently averaging 72, flying, but at 502k, he's priced in the mid-50s, and is he going to be able to do that long term? No. Has he made most of his money? Yes. Can he get to 600? Yes. But can he hit 30 odd this week and lose money, and then you sell him next week anyway? Yes. So there's all the different things. I'm going to bank some cash, or I use my third boost and use the 372k that I've got to make one more move. But guys I'd want, I think, are around that 600k mark. If I went Sandon Smith, I'm a little bit short of getting to like a Hines. Upgrading, guys like Brimson could be helpful, but against the Dolphins this week, I think it's a fine hold. Guys like, Jackson Purdue over the next few weeks could be upgrades. If Rob Toya struggles again, maybe he's an upgrade. Shibasaki's good for a bit. Tamale could be an upgrade soon, but I think they play the Eels and have some nicer matchups. We could use, Tom Cant next week if he goes well. Sweet. We've got Nicholson, who I think if he doesn't get any attacking stats this week or next, then he could be one to sell. And I think I'm going to be playing him this week, given he, thankfully has a bit of a nicer matchup there, which is good with Burns and Hiroti being in that edge and centre spot. The other question mark for the squad is going to be Tom Starling, and currently owning Sandon Smith, who could be moved back up to hooker. Starling could go in the next couple of weeks, and he could go to like a Nico Hines or something like that. Could be an easy one. Guys like Watson are in a good position, but yeah, Hines will be the fun one for sure to be able to move on from someone like Starling. And it could happen this week as well, but I think I'm happy to stick solid with it. I've got guys like Mamazelis not in the side right now, Sandon Smith sitting Tamale right now, Jackson Purdue and Rob Toya. So looking at the squad, I probably don't need to boost this week. And there will be other weeks where it's more important to have that one there as the extra trade. And this week's probably not the one, where I think I've got a really good side. I'm happy with where it's at. We'll take some of the potential upside in Brimson. Hopefully Starling can get some type of attacking stat here against the Sharkies tonight. Kind of taking a punt with it. I got Mamazelis, playing him in fantasy, playing him in Dream Team as well. So haven't got Starling in fantasy. So we'll lock him in for hopefully a better score. He has 100 in his upside as well. Mamazelis got 2 tries this last week. Crushed it, but only picked up a 64, which would have been in the 70s without the sim bin as well. But yeah, I think overall I'm really happy with the setup of the squad, and there's no point boosting this week, in my opinion. That's the squad. I think that's where we're leaving it. We'll use that cash next week. Tom can't if he scores well again. Tom can't. I keep changing it every time I say it. If he does well this week, we'll be pushing to get him as a cashie. Whether I go Geimer to him or Nicholson, that remains to be seen. But then I have big cash for the second trade and potentially a third if things go awry to do a big upgrade in the next couple of weeks. Guys like Herbie are on my short list. I'd like him this week, but I can't get to him. I don't really want to sell any of these guys to get to him, like the Garricks and these types of players. So we'll let that one go. And yeah, I think we'll leave it here and we work it out next week, basically. So good luck tonight in the first game, Sharkies and Raiders there. Big luck to my boy Nicholson. Need him to score a try. Got him in Fantasy and Supercoach, as you saw. But thanks so much for jumping into this video, following the Jackson Duffies, following the JBFA crew. And I wish you all the best of luck this week, and we'll see you after this game.